Hello and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another Crafty Simulations video. Today's video we are going back to Just Flight in their awesome range of VFR general aviation aircraft for the Piper PA-28R Arrow 3. Hello and welcome back to the channel. Right, it's been a bit of a Piper marathon today because this is my third video that I have been releasing, or recording even, and once again, it's another Piper aircraft. We've gone back to Just Flight for their Piper Arrow 3. This is not the Turbo Arrow, this is just the normal Arrow 3. And yes, I think I've covered this. Yes, I have covered this aircraft before, and it is a fantastic aircraft. Obviously, it's Just Flight. Just Flight do create some fantastic aircraft. We can't knock this. And we covered 2 videos ago the Piper Tomahawk, which is the basic Piper aircraft in Just Flight's range. Now we have gone up a few notches here because now we have a more advanced aircraft, a faster aircraft, a more levers, more controls, more confusing aircraft, because we now have the Piper Arrow 3 non-turbo. Guess what's featuring soon? That with a turbo arrow. I couldn't say it right. Anyway, so I have covered this aircraft before, but Just Flight, you guys just knock the ballpark out of the ball and the ball out the ballpark when it comes to these aircraft. Absolutely. The Trackir is getting a little bit in the way, but these look absolutely brilliant. Even the things like the little tie downs which we've got. The times I've started up these aircraft and forgot that the aircraft's tied down. Real professional. They're just absolutely jaw-dropping. It's part of the VFR general aviation range that Just Flight have released. It's been available on quite a few sims now, but obviously in 2020 here and 2024, these are bespoke aircraft. They are not port-overs from original aircraft. Obviously there's probably some original information used in the creation of these aircraft, but these are correct aircraft for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, and they have been updated, I believe, to run in 2024, though I have not checked that. But just whichever way you look at this aircraft, beautiful. I mean, just look at the underside of this aircraft. Obviously that's where all the dirt, muck, things get flicked up from the nose wheel if we're landing on grass. It looks absolutely amazing. Some of the exhaust fumes obviously will go down that way. It's a well-worn aircraft, and an aircraft that I believe we're actually sitting next to another one just there. Trainee pilots do use to learn a little bit more than what the Tomahawk was giving from a couple of videos ago. These aircraft are, like I say, a tad more advanced. We move on to the interior, and Trackir plays ball, which will be a first. Yeah. Bit more of a handful compared to, let's say, the Tomahawk, for instance. So again, it's a single engine aircraft, so the instrumentation is obviously not duplicated too much. We have a different layout even. Just check on a few things before I get started. So instrumentation wise, we do have a few more instruments here. So we have a gyro suction gauge, an airspeed gauge, artificial horizon, altitude, some navigations. That's nav 1. I think nav 1, yeah, nav 1, nav 2. So you've got the OBS, things like this button here, this little dial. It's had the letters are worn out. It's been used so much. So we have an OBS gauge underneath it. We have the vertical speed, your compass, your turn and slip, another compass. We do have oil pressures, oil temps, amperage, amps. Fuel in US gallons for our left and right tank, and fuel pressure, so the fuel systems are all in one. And then underneath we have, let's get rid of that, we do have our mag switch, we have our manifold pressure and our RPM gauge, and we do have an undercarriage lever, which obviously we did not have in the Tomahawk. Moving over to the throttle, we do have now a propeller pitch lever. So we are starting to go into the rather more advanced sections of this aircraft. So moving over, just move that down actually. We do have our battery, our alternator, our fuel pump, our landing light, a rotating beacon and anti-collision lights. They're put together but 2 separate switches, and our pitot heat set there. Navigation options are the same as other Just Flight aircraft. If you wish to change them, at the moment we're running the GTN 750. Just click this, let that load up, and we can do it's the same screen, same EFB as every other Just Flight aircraft that comes out, and we do have the chance to swap them around. We do have, obviously, thank you, can we have that? Get rid of the chocks, get rid of the tie downs, because I will forget them. We do have some basic instrumentation for the co-pilot. We do have fuse panels that are clickable, so that'll be interesting. Obviously I don't really pay attention too much to those, but it is a lovely looking aircraft. I think we can all agree, Just Flight, lovely colour for the I'm not going to say leather, but lovely colour for red there for the seating. Something I did notice in I think I mentioned in the Tomahawk video is the fuel tank selector. A lot of aircraft do tend to put this down here, right down there, so you can just reach down. If you was in the real aircraft, that is. On the flight simulator, it's not so much. Trackir is probably needed for getting the views down there. But on this aircraft, it's still low down, but it's by your left foot. So we are currently set to the left tank. So we can go to right tank, and we can go to off. So I will forget that, so we'll just leave that on left tank. So yeah. There we are. This is the Arrow 3. Once again, we are back at Wickenby, and we're going to take a little local flight. And I think we're going to go to Waddington actually this time. So we're going to fly out of Wickenby here, out of runway 21, is it? Yes, out of runway 21, and we shall fly over to RAF Waddington. Now you may think, RAF Waddington, it's a military airbase. Crafty, what are you doing there with a civilian aircraft? Well, believe it or not, there is a flying club based there. At RAF Waddington, and they do have a Cessna 152, I do believe, and as of a few months ago anyway, last time I looked, there was another aircraft, and I can't remember what it is. I think it might be a Cessna, can't remember. Anyway, let's go have a look there and see what they've got. So, welcome back to the cockpit of the Arrow 3 non-turbo version. So let's just open that up, get some fresh air into this aircraft. Right, so we'll have the battery and alternator can now come on. Rotating beacon. Hey, Trackir, behave, thank you. Rotating beacon now come on. Sometimes that does not load up icons. Just refresh it a bit. Right, so rotating beacon is on. Right, so mixture is full. Prop pitch is responding if you actually pull the right lever. I'm actually using a Honeycomb Bravo throttle unit, and I have it set up for twin aircraft. Obviously this is not a twin engine aircraft, so I have to turn off those levers to not confuse myself. So yeah, prop pitch is set, throttle is set, lights are set. We are on the left tank, that is correct. So we now have our mags set to both. Right, so we're clear on the left side, clear on the front, clear on the right side. So we'll have a clip up. Yeah, that's just what I wanted to do. It's running through my mind. And it helps if you press the right button, Crafty. And we have a good start. RPM gauge is a little over 1,000, that's good. Shut that up, don't need that now. Right, so I should have really had the fuel pump on for that. Right, so now we'll have the anti-collision lights on, pitot heat not required at the moment. Transponder will squawk 7,000, and we're going to put it on also onto altitude. Low power setting has just come on. So we can sit on the ground, idling. This light comes on, the aircraft is not generating enough power to keep the systems on alive, so it is running down the battery. So that's obviously not really desired. So anyway, oil was weak, so we'll have that back on to there. So we're squawking 7,000. Flight plan will be this time, we'll go to Echo, Golf. No, that's Wickenby, you moron. XW, is it? Yes, XW, I know. And it was something like that. My little mind went blank. Right, so that's all set. We're not going to fly an approach because we know roughly where we're going. Basically, head to the cathedral, turn left. Set that as usual to our nearest, which is it will be showing airports or airfields, just in case we do need to make a diversion. So today's flight is going to take us out. Zoom that in for you. It's going to take us out, and we're pretty much on the approach for Waddington, because you would enter the approach here and fly straight in for the local runway here at Waddington. Obviously, we're not going to do that too much. Yes, everything else is set. Flaps down to approach. Right, so let's get going. Coming off the parking brake, we head out to runway 21. I always say sounds maketh the aircraft. For me personally, a lot more important than some aspects of the aircraft. And Just Flight, they got the sounds bang on. Doesn't matter which aircraft it is, they get the sounds bang on. Tapping ourselves on the brakes. Right, so let's just hold it above 1,000. Yeah, the low power light's going to come on, that's fine. We're not going to be down here for that long at this power setting. Right, so mixture is now full, prop pitch is now full, fuel pump is selected on, landing lights are coming on, pitot heat is coming on, although not required. Flaps are down to approach, that's correct and confirmed, and we're taking off on the left tank. Trackir, stop going nuts. My Trackir system is like one of the originals. I don't know which version it is now, but it is one of the older ones. I really do need to go purchase a new one. I think it has been around for quite a few years. Right, indicated gear indicators are correct, and 3 green is lit. Sorry about that. Flashing orange light for the undercarriage. I know Trackir is going to go nuts. If you get this flashing light flashing all the time when your undercarriage is up, I think it is, or down, I can't which one it is. There's a little button just down here, and I only realised this when watching a video from a real pilot who knew about these things. So this is how realistic these aircraft are. Right, so power settings are correct. Let's get going. We don't want to sit down here low power idling too long. So we're clear on approach. Wickenby Tower, Golf, Tango Sierra, Golf Alpha, departing runway 21. So a nice short runway here at Wickenby. We do have the massive hump, which will be chucking us into the air. So, corner parking brake, sitting on the wheel brakes, let's run her up. Engine settled. Let's go. Airspeed's alive, there's 40. 50. Here's the hump. We're not going to take off at the hump. Bit of a relaxed takeoff. Anyway, gear coming up. Flaps going up. Start throttling back. Cathedral is to our 2 o'clock position, so we'll start heading towards Cathedral. .90 knots indicated. There's 1,000 foot. Start idling back. Fuel pump come off. Landing lights are off. We'll let the pitot heat off. We're flying summertime, so we don't really need a pitot heat in this temperature. Another beautiful day here in the UK. Obviously, as the summer months start to come along, a lot more general aviation flying happens. So where does this aircraft fit in the just flight range? Well, especially against a Tomahawk. The Tomahawk is the more basic, obviously, of the family. If you recall back to that video, we was cruising at about 70 knots, 65, 70 knots. At the moment we're cruising at 110. So it's a lot faster aircraft. Folding undercarriage, mixture control, prop pitch control, more instrumentation. It does teach you a lot about general aviation flying. Just Flight do make a very good aircraft. It doesn't matter what it is, they've done a lot of different classes of aircraft, ranging from, like I say, the very basic VFR aviation that we use. They do have airliners, the Avrojet, I think it was. Can't remember off the top of my head now what the aircraft was. It's 4-engined basic city airliner, all the way ranging up to the BAC, British Aerospace Hawk T1 trainer. An aircraft actually based at RAF Waddington in the form of the Red Arrows. Flying over Lincoln City. As we head back over towards Waddington. Yeah, so once again we just have a throttle position sensor, obviously indicating that the undercarriage is firmly retracted, and obviously if we kept that throttle position we'd probably want to be on a landing approach. So we are going to make a different approach over Waddington. We're going to cut across the runway instead of flying down the runway and then peeling to the left and into the approach pattern. Got a plenty long enough runway here at RAF Waddington. It was designed originally as a World War II airbase for Bomber Command, but has had legendary aircraft such as the Avro Vulcan based here, and up to recently was the home of reconnaissance flying here for the Royal Air Force. It had aircraft like the E-3D AWACS, Sentry, the Sentinel, and the Nimrod R1. Unfortunately, all those aircraft now are not around. And what RAF Waddington is now is home to the Royal Air Force Aerobatic Display Team, the Red Arrows, and to, slightly worryingly, drone aviation. So I can't remember what the drone's officially called, but they do fly from here, and they get trained, the pilots or crew trained to fly the aircraft here. Is it Reaper? I can't remember what the Protector, what the RAF call their drones. Anyway, so landing lights, fuel pump can come on. Piece of heat is not going to be required for approach. My ear just popped as if I was descending in a real aircraft, and that was freaky. So keeping good visuals with the runway. So the standard approach I tend to make here at RAF Waddington is to fly down these apparent solar fields. I don't know quite how the flight simulators work that one out, but you know. And we're heading towards this village that's off our 11 o'clock, and there was a building with a blue roof. And if I put the blue roof on my left wing and circuit round, fly around it, it will put me on approach for runway at RAF Waddington. So we'll extend our flaps down to approach. So you can just see, just here, there is a blue building, a blue roof. Could even be a swimming pool as far as I know. And that's what I use as my reference point for an approach into Waddington, especially in an aircraft like this. So gear coming down. Lights gone out, and we have 3 green. good clear visual conditions here today. So final checked, gear is down, 3 green and locked, flaps are down, 1 approach, fuel pump is on, landing lights are on, pitot heat not required. A little bit of rudder action going on here just to keep the aircraft relatively down the centre line. Well, welcome to RAF Waddington. Oh yes, also home to that thing. RC-135 Joint Rivet, a communications intelligence sniffing aircraft. I believe there's 1 or 2 of them. I can't remember if there's 1 or 2 of them based here. You know, we're going to backtrack up the runway because I want to taxiway to our left. We're not interested in military aircraft, not today. So this is a freeware scenery as well. It's available on flightsim.to. I'll drop the description, in the description even, a link where you can get this. It's completely free, like I said. Just sign up for flightsim.to. I highly recommend it, even if you don't get this scenery. There's a lot of great products on there. Payware as well as freeware. Let's not hit the taxi lights. So flaps are up, fuel pump can now come off, landing lights can come off, rotating beacon is still on, that's fine. So we do have E3Ds currently set, they're just ahead of us, they're the aircraft with the mushrooms. I'll just stop the aircraft, a little bit of a description. Obviously, like I said before, flight sim scenery developers, whether it's payware or freeware, they create a piece of scenery set for a particular time period. And when this particular piece of scenery was available and created, the E3Ds were being sat here waiting, unfortunately, for a rather unceremonial retirement. So a lot of them did get scrapped. This is a bit of a shame. There's really our airborne early warning system, the AWACS, hasn't really been replaced. I know now we've got a wedge tail, I think it is, come into play. Will not be based here at RAF Waddington. It's actually been based up north at Lossy. There's a 737 airliner being slightly militarised. So I can just see the Cessna's part over there. Just got to remember how to get there actually first. So I might need to cheat. Yeah. I'm taking this right turn just up here. big set. Just run her up and get some juice back into the battery. And throttle off, mags off. Mixture pull back. Fuel system is off, fuel pump is off, landing lights off, rotating beacons off, alternators off, and batteries off. I love it when the flight simulator does that. Anyway, so here we are. Welcome to RAF Waddington. Welcome to the Aero Club here at RAF Waddington. Obviously symbolised by the fact we have a Cessna here. Yes, there is an Aero Club based at RAF Waddington. I can't remember officially what the name is, but it is on YouTube. Sorry, it is on Google. And I thought I'd just bring this aircraft here. So this is the non-turbo Arrow, the Arrow 3 by Just Flight. And it is a fantastic little aircraft. A little bit more faster, a little bit more avionics, a little bit more instrumentation. Brilliant for doing navigation over the UK. Once again, I've said it before, Just Flight, if you are looking for VFR aircraft, take a look at the Just Flight series. You'll pick this aircraft up with the Turbo Arrow version, which we will feature in a future video, as a pair. And occasionally, when Just Flight feel really nice, they put in the Warrior 2 as well, into that bundle as well. So it does save you quite a bit of money, yeah, well worth it. If you're interested in Cessnas or Pipers or anything like that in general aviation aircraft, take a look at the Just Flight range, because it really is that damn good. So if you have any questions or comments about this aircraft, about the airfield, I will drop a description in below. A location for you to pick up the Just Flight aircraft and the freeway scenery of RAF Waddington from flightsim.to. But if you have any questions or comments, bang them below. I'll happily talk about them. And I will see you guys and girls in a future Microsoft Flight Simulator video very, very soon.